Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are certainly welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Come On The Hoops. This is your first time viewing. Please do like and subscribe below. It would be really appreciated. Let's be honest, we all know that the club needs to bring players in January. And most of all, clear out the dead wood. Clear out that wage bill. Get new faces in. Get players that are hungry to play for the badge. Excited about joining a fantastic club. But let's talk about a handful of players that Celtic are in the hunt for. First of all, Transfer Market broke the story today that Celtic and Rangers and 4 other German teams are looking at Wolves forward Fabio Silva. Now, Fabio Silva has been on loan the last 2 seasons. He's played for PSV Eindhoven last season. He played at Anderlecht the following season. And he's played this season for Wolves, his parent club. He's only scored 1 goal so far, and that was in the Carabao Cup. Now, this is a guy that can play in the left wing. He can play up front. He can play as a false number 9. They purchased him for 35 million from Porto back 3 seasons ago. Wolves did. So there is a player there. Looked at his YouTube videos. Great at holding the ball up. Great in the air. You know, great at skilling players. But is he the answer that we need going forward? He'd either come up and absolutely smash it in Scotland, or either he'll be a flop. So his transfer value is 13 million. He's only 21. Like, if we actually go in for this guy, comes up, the only reason that they actually want Celtic are linked to him is because it's a loan move. It's not a permanent move, folks. So my eyes, looking at the transfer value, it feels like it's another a Bernardo, you know, Portuguese player. What's the end deal for Celtic to be used and score a few goals, make appearances, all that contract malarkey? I don't want them. I want someone to build for the future. And I can't see Wolves letting them go for below 13 million, to be honest. And Celtic are not going to fork out 13 million. So let's exit him off the list. The next one is Bournemouth's keeper, who is currently playing for Kilmarnock on loan. His name is Will Dennis. 23 years of age. He has 6'1", and he spent the last 3 years at lower level teams, lower tier teams in English football. He's never going to get ahead of like the likes of Travers, that's in goal for Bournemouth at the moment. You know, he had to trade with Begovic as well. So looking what the performance he's played against us, looks like a really solid keeper. And at the end of the day, his transfer market value is 125 grand. If we can get this guy in, which he's been linked with a couple of teams in English football and linked with Celtic, why not? I think it's a no-brainer. At the end of the day, you want to build for the future. He looks pretty steady in the Scottish League. Let's go out and be ambitious. If you have to pay the 1 million, let's do it. Let's do it. He's 23 years of age. Makes sense. The next one is Bojan Miovski. I've spoke about Bojan many times on the channel. 24 years of age, 6'3", plays for Aberdeen. He has 13 goals this season. Scored 2 goals last night against Livingston. 2 lovely finishes as well, to be honest with you. And I know Aberdeen's chairman and Barry Robson is saying that he's not for sale. They want to keep him as long as they can. They're basically trying to milk up the value. They want to give him a new contract so they can put the valuation up. I think this is a guy that scored in Europe this season. He scored against Celtic. He scored against Rangers. You know, he's not having the best of seasons. But the season before, he looked like he dominated it. I think he's worth the 4 or 5 million. You know, this could be a hot and cold deal where he might be a flop. He might just come to Celtic and might be another Nadar Chiefty. Or he could be a Scott McDonald's. Come in, hit the ground running. You know, his physicality, we need them crosses in the box and his head onto them. And he's a taller player. He holds up the ball well. I think Bojan Miovski, the North Macedonian striker, is a hell yeah for me. The next one is Sidney van Hooijdonk. Now, reportedly that Celtic are interested in Sidney van Hooijdonk. He's at Bologna. He's only played 6 times this season. 1 goal. But also there is a bit of competition from Utrecht in the Eredivisie. Look, he's played in the Eredivisie for 3 different teams. 55 goals. 64 goals altogether in the Eredivisie over 4 seasons. That just shows that there's a player there in young Sidney van Hooijdonk, the son of Per van Hooijdonk. 6'2". Let's go in for him. Reportedly his transfer market value is 3 million. If Celtic want to pay 3 million for him, get him in if we can't get Miovski in. So I think that'd be a decent one. Regards to Matisse Christopher that plays for Bromby, I know he's young. He's a couple of goals this season in the Danish league. Doesn't appeal to me. Does not appeal to me. I honestly think he's overvalued. They're looking for 7.5 million for this Danish striker. He hasn't even been capped for Denmark yet, and they're putting the value up to 7.5 million. Reportedly, Celtic in the summer went in for a bid of 4 million, and they were laughed at. So I think we need to just cut this whole Christopher stuff off. Done and dusted. Needs to be just done. We've been linked with a Portuguese left back, Felipe Arjo, that plays for Arcora in the Portuguese league. Came through the Benfica Youth Academy, quite fast, tall, scored a couple of goals from outside the box as well. I don't know what's going to happen with this. These rumours broke out 3 weeks ago that Celtic are interested in getting this guy, willing to pay 4.5 million for a new left back, because Greg Taylor, at the end of the day, he's going to be gone. He's probably going to be gone at the end of the season. His contract is up then. Or is it a case that Brendan Rodgers wants to have him in his plans, because the player I want at left back we're not going to get, and he's on loan at Real Sociedad at the moment, and we all know who he is, the Scottish left back that played for Celtic. So let's see what happens in regards to these transfer rumours, transfer talk. More updates I have, I will get back on the channel and tell you more about it. So should we go in for Will Dennis, the Kilmarnock loanee keeper? Should we go in for Fabio Silva, get the loan move? It won't benefit us long term. Should we go in for Miovski, which a lot of people have said they like Miovski of Aberdeen? Let me know in the comments. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Hell.